Planning a trip to Japan? In this video, I'll guide you through essential IDs and documents needed for a smooth experience. Whether you're visiting or staying long term, let's jump in. Passports, visas and custom entry forms. A valid passport is the cornerstone of your journey to Japan. It's mandatory for entry and must be valid for the duration of your stay. If you find your passport near an expiry while in Japan, don't worry, you can contact your country's embassy or consulate in Japan for renewal procedures. However, if your passport is lost or stolen, it's crucial to act quickly. Report the incident to the local police and seek guidance from your embassy or consulate to obtain a replacement. When it comes to visas, there are several types to be aware of, including tourist, work, student and spousal visas, each tailored to different travel purposes. The application process typically involves submitting necessary documents like your passport and application forms along with any additional requirements specific to the type of visa you're applying for. If you're already in Japan and need to renew or change your visa status, this usually requires a visit to the nearest immigration office with the relevant documents and application forms in hand. Upon arriving in Japan, you'll need to complete customs entry forms. These forms are vital for declaring items and stating the purpose of your visit. It's important to be aware of what items are not allowed or restricted in Japan and make sure you adhere to the duty-free allowance. To streamline the process at the airport, some of these entry procedures can now be completed online before your arrival. This pre-arrival submission allows for quicker processing at customs, helping you to pass through the airport more efficiently. Remember, accurately and honestly declaring all items is crucial to avoid any legal issues upon entering Japan. Before I discuss the other identity documents, I must inform you that in situations where you'll only come to Japan for 90 days, you may not need most of the cards mentioned as you will be visiting in a tourist capacity. I still recommend that you do some research to ensure you understand your situation before embarking on your journey to Japan. I've left some resources in the description to help you with your decision making. There are also some bonus tips at the end of the video that would be relevant to long-term or short-term visitors. With your entry documents sorted, let's look at what you need for longer stays. The residence card or the Zairyu Card is your official ID in Japan. It's a must-have for anyone staying longer than 90 days. Crucial for daily activities like opening a bank account or registering for a phone, and it displays how long you'll be residing in Japan. You can get one of these cards upon arrival as you come through customs, where they will need to check your travel documents and visa. Alternatively, you can get one of these cards at your local municipal office where they will require a passport, and I'd recommend taking additional documents such as your visa, marriage certificate and employment contract if you have one. I should also mention that you need to pick up your card within 14 days of settling into Japan, and any updates or changes after that can be done by revisiting the municipal office. If you lose or the card is stolen, you will need to report it to the local police station and then reapply for a new card. The cards generally have a validity of about 5 to 7 years, and in the event you need to renew it, again, you need to go to your nearest municipal hall for renewal. You'll also need to ensure that you get the card renewed before 30 days of its expiry. To renew the card, you will need the following: application for stay extension available at the immigration offices or online, current residence card, passport, one photo with a 4x3 centimeter plain white background, and in the photo you can't have any hats. Other necessary documentation like proof of employment, tax papers, etc. based on your situation. I need to let you know that if you're over 16 years old, you need to carry the residency card on you at all times. Shirking this responsibility can land you in hot water if you get a random request for the card by the police, which you're obligated to show. If you refuse this request, you could be chucked into the slammer for up to a year or face a fine of up to 200,000 yen. Rest assured the next cards don't carry such a weight in that capacity, and you'd only end up pissing yourself off more if you forget them. After securing your residency card, it's crucial to understand Japan's health insurance system. In Japan, there are two main types of health insurance: social health insurance, known as the Shakai Hoken, and national health insurance, or Kokumin Kenko Hoken. Shakai Hoken is usually provided by employers and includes both health insurance and a pension component, with costs shared between the employer and employee based on salary. It's ideal for full-time employees planning a longer stay in Japan. On the other hand, Kokumin Kenko Hoken is for those not covered by employer-provided insurance, like self-employed individuals, students, part-time workers and retirees. You can enroll in this at your local municipal office with fees based on income and household. It covers a wide range of medical treatments, but doesn't include a pension component, which needs to be managed separately. For both types of insurance, you're expected to pay about 30% of your medical costs, with insurance covering the rest. It's essential to have your insurance card with you for medical visits, as health insurance is a legal requirement in Japan, regardless of your employment status. I'm on a spousal visa and I'm on my wife's health insurance, therefore I'm on the social health insurance. This has helped me out upon arrival, especially after I broke my finger and fractured my ribs during my bicycle accident. After health insurance, another key piece of the puzzle is My Number Card. Here's why it's important. The My Number Card in Japan is far more than a simple ID, it's your key to efficiently navigating the Japanese bureaucracy. This card not only streamlines various bureaucratic procedures like tax filings, social security and healthcare services, but also serves as an official identification for residents. Its convenience extends to online services as well, being essential for tasks such as tax returns, visa renewals, and accessing various government services. Moreover, it's necessary for registering for public services and facilities, and proves helpful in financial transactions like opening bank accounts. Applying for the My Number Card is straightforward. You can start the process at your local municipal office after receiving a notification card with a 12-digit individual number. The application requires standard size photos along with identification documents like your passport. The verification process takes about 3 to 4 weeks, after which you'll receive a notice to collect your card. In case of loss, it's important to report immediately to the My Number call centre and the police, and then you can apply for a reissued card at your ward office. Keep in mind that the card is valid for 10 years or 5 years for those under 20, and you'll receive renewal notices as the expiry date approaches. Having the My Number card simplifies many aspects of daily life in Japan, making it a valuable asset for both short-term and long-term residents. Whilst I've been in Japan for 9 months, at the time of this video I still do not have a My Number card, but do have a My Number that was assigned to me by the local municipal hall. I should also mention that in order for me to receive my online teaching funds from PayPal, they require My Number. In order for me to show them evidence of this, I needed to apply for the next document in the lineup. The Jumin Hyo, known as the Resident Certificate, is an indispensable document in Japan, serving as your official proof of address. It's not just a formality, it's an essential part of administrative life in Japan. Listing your full name, date of birth, gender, address, and foreign residence, details like nationality, status of residence, and period of stay. This certificate is crucial for various tasks from employment-related procedures to registering for social services. And even when you need to open a bank account, obtaining a Jumin Hyo is straightforward. You can acquire one at the municipal office in the city, ward, town, or village where you reside. The process typically involves filling out a form, presenting an official identification document such as a driver's license or your My Number card, and paying a nominal handling fee. For added convenience, if you have a My Number card, which is an identification card equipped with an IC chip, you can easily obtain your residence record from a convenience store's photocopying machine. This service, generally available from early mornings to late evening, is especially handy if visiting the municipal office proves difficult due to work or school commitments. In some cases, municipalities even offer the option to request your residence record by mail. This process includes sending a completed application form, a copy of your identification document, the handling fee, and a stamped return envelope to your municipal office. It's important to keep your Jumin Hyo updated. If your address or personal information changes, make sure to update your certificate accordingly. Since 2012, the system has been inclusive of both Japanese and non-Japanese citizens, streamlining government processes and ensuring equal treatment for all residents. The Jumin Hyo is not just a formality, but a key document that facilitates your daily life and administrative dealings in Japan. Now for some bonus tips to make your life in Japan even easier. You might be wondering if there's an easier way to get around Japan without the hassle of buying paper tickets every time. Well, that brings us to our first bonus section. Let's dive into the world of Japan's transport cards such as the Suika and Passmo, which are game changers for navigating the country. These transport cards, widely accepted on JR trains, private and municipal trains, buses, and even in some shopping contexts, are the epitome of convenience. They eliminate the need to buy individual tickets for each journey, streamlining your commute and making travel more efficient. Depending on where in Japan you are, You'll find regional variations like the Suika, predominantly used in Tokyo and its surrounding regions, and the Ikoka, which is more common in Western Japan, including cities like Osaka, Kyoto, and Kobe. These cards, issued by different railway companies, are easily obtainable at JR station ticket vending machines, designated counters, and convenience stores, and can even be linked to the NFC-enabled smartphones for added ease of use. One of the great features of these cards is their refund policy. If you end up with a remaining balance on your card after your travels, you can claim a refund, although a small fee may apply if the balance is substantial. Furthermore, since 2013, major IC cards like Suika and Ikoka have been made compatible with each other, meaning you can seamlessly travel on almost all trains, subways, and buses across most major cities in Japan with just one of these cards. Beyond transportation, these cards have additional utility in everyday life. They can be used for payments at various vending machines, shops, and restaurants, adding to their versatility. Given the widespread acceptability and the convenience they offer, it's advisable to pick up a Suika card if you're primarily staying around the Tokyo area, or an Ikoka card if you're planning to explore West Japan. Finally, we come to our second bonus section. For those of you joining us in Japan but not keen on joining the ranks of us pedestrian peasants, let's talk about getting a driver's license in Japan. Having a valid driver's license is essential, especially if you plan to drive in Japan. Driving without a valid license is a serious offence and could lead to severe legal consequences, even deportation. Whether you need a car largely depends on your location in Japan. In major cities like Tokyo or Osaka, the public transport system is so efficient that a car might not be necessary. However, in less urban areas, a car can be incredibly useful. If you come into Japan with an international driver's license, based on the Geneva Convention, it remains valid for up to a year from the date of issue or from your date of landing in Japan, whichever comes first. For residents from specific countries such as Switzerland, Germany, France, Belgium, Monaco, and even Taiwan, their national driver's licenses can be used in Japan for up to a year, but only with a certified translation of the license. For those with a valid foreign driver's license looking to convert it to a Japanese one, the process known as the Gaimen Kirikai involves document verification. Depending on your country of origin, you might be exempt from taking the written and driving tests. For instance, license holders from countries like Australia, Canada, France, Germany, the UK, and some US states often have this exemption. The conversion process typically requires a Japanese translation of your foreign license, submission of required documents, and possibly undergoing aptitude and written tests. If you don't have a valid foreign license and need a Japanese driver's license, the process is similar to that for Japanese citizens. This includes attending driving school, passing tests on traffic laws, and completing a driving skills test. Some driving schools offer courses in foreign languages, making it a viable option for complete beginners. Japanese driver's licenses need to be renewed every 3 to 5 years based on your driving history. The renewal process involves attending a lecture, undergoing an eyesight exam, taking a photograph, and paying a fee. It's crucial to keep your license information, especially address, up to date. Additionally, adhering to car-related regulations in Japan, like car registration and mandatory insurance, is vital. In case of accidents, immediate reporting to the police or calling an ambulance is necessary. Remember, the driver's license also serves as a form of ID in Japan. Also, the specific requirements and processes can vary slightly based on the prefectural driver's license centre, so it's advisable to check with the local centre for most of the accurate information. As a bonus point, when I tried to get my Australian driver's license updated, I would normally be able to pay for it over the internet. I only had a week left to pay to renew the license. I logged into the website, attempted to pay, and lo and behold, no, I'm not allowed, and I have to go onto the premises to renew it. How in the fuck am I meant to try and go into the premises when I'm in Japan? I quickly tried going to the driver's license building to apply for a Japanese license before the Aussie one had expired. I then found out I would need many of my documents translated. I was gutted and livid at the same time. Please ensure you have enough time left on your driver's license before attempting to apply for the Japanese license. In today's video, we covered passports, visas and customs entry forms, the residency card, the national health insurance card and social health insurance card, the My Number card, the resident certificate, the Jumin Hyo with My Number, and the 2 bonuses, the transport cards and the driver's license. I hope this video has provided you insight into the ID and documents required for entry and your time within Japan. I have also made a complimentary video to this one that covers what you need to know about opening a Japanese bank account, and let me tell you, it wasn't as straightforward as you might think. It was quite a pain in the ass. You can click the video here. Once again, I have included resources from today's video in the description. I recommend that you still try and do some research to ensure that it matches your situation. And on that note, thank you for watching the video about the IDs you need for Japan. Thanks again. Bye for now.